There were three big lies that I believed. Those big lies were I wasn't good enough, I would never be accepted, and I'm not lovable. And those lies turned into fears. And those fears ran my life, and they ran my decisions, and they ran me into drugs and alcohol. I was atheist. More than atheist, I was anti-theist, really. Any thought of God or the mention of God would actually make me angry. With drugs and alcohol, I was in a real trap, and I couldn't get out. No matter what I did, I couldn't get out. I tried everything. I got to the point where I started going to 12-step programs. I was really resistant, and so I was trying to do these 12-step programs without God. But God is in like almost every step, and really, when you look at it at a global sense, God is in every step, really. So I did that for 8 years, and I couldn't get clean and sober. I couldn't get out of the trap. I just took myself out of the debate society. So I was no longer concerned with whether God was or wasn't. That wasn't my argument anymore. I took it out. You have to remember my life was on the line here. I thought I was so extra smart that I'd be able to figure out what God was. Everyone that that has been on that journey understands where I got to. That's not possible for me to understand that. So that was holding me back. So I had to take that piece out of the argument as well. Then I started praying. It was actually an atheist that helped me, because I asked him, "What do you pray to?" He was my sponsor in the program, and he said, "Just not me." I was like, "I can pray to that," and that's how it started. That didn't get me to Christ yet, but that's how it started. Got my foot in the door of prayer and meditation. It wasn't until I accepted Jesus and started praying to Jesus that I've had the strength to stay sober. So I heard about Alpha at CLCC. Well, since I've been here, I've been curious. So my reaction was, I was actually, quite excited, because there was a number of questions there being asked that I had had. One of the biggest changes is a sense of peace and ease and comfort with my decision. If you can imagine from my past, this is very difficult for me to figure out. When you think about how angry I was as a young man about God and Jesus and all that, always been very uncomfortable for me to discuss this. I think the word that I have in my mind is grace, and I have an understanding, a better understanding of what that means. And Alpha is a place to extend grace to people that have questions. It's a safe place for people to express their doubts, express their fears, and be comfortable that maybe all your questions won't be perfectly answered, but you're in a place to explore those questions safely. And so that's what I got best out of Alpha, a sense of ease and comfort. With Jesus Christ in my life, I'm not run by those fears anymore. Those lies are from a source of wickedness, and I don't run with those lies anymore, and they don't control me, and I don't have to live in fear. Jesus drives the bus now, essentially. The idea for me was Alpha was always a step to baptism, and to give myself to Jesus Christ. It's been a long journey. Coming to Abbotsford, going to CLCC, doing Alpha, it only seems natural that I give myself to Jesus and become part of a community and an organization that is walking the same path as me.